Hello everyone. Hello mọi người. Hôm nay thì Navi sẽ host cái AMA song ngữ này ha. Hello everyone. Can you hear me well? If you can hear me well, please type yes and chat on the YouTube. Hello Bryce. Hello Anaconda. Yes. It's my pleasure to host the meeting, to host the AMA today, and to be here with me today. We have Mr. Philip, co-founder of Scopescan, and he will have us to show us how to use Scopescan to finding the hidden gem and useful feature from Scopescan. Yeah. Philip, can you say something to people?
Hey, yep. Thanks for everyone for joining. It's Monday, so it's going to be a long week. And what best way to start the week with new opportunities? October, it's here. Seems the market it's turning for a better part. I'm happy to be here to show you what we've been working on, and we have a surprise for you at the end of the show as well.
Yeah, okay. I think we should start. Maybe we can wait a little bit for other people to join the meeting. Yeah. And
Sure.
meanwhile I will translate to Vietnamese. Hello mọi người, thì mình là Navi và hôm nay thì mình sẽ host một cái AMA song ngữ giữa team B Group và Scopescan. Thì đại diện từ phía Scopescan là mình có anh Philip là co-founder của Scopescan ha. Và Navi thì sẽ đóng vai trò là kiểu như là dịch ra cho mọi người. Anh Philip will talk in English and Navi will translate to Vietnamese for people. And please active ask us questions and type a comment on the YouTube. And 5 people who who active and send us the useful questions, they will receive the premium account from Scopescan. Mọi người ơi, mọi người comment và tương tác trong suốt buổi livestream ha. Thì cuối buổi livestream thì những ai mà kiểu như là tương tác nhiều nè, có những câu hỏi hay nè, thì các bạn sẽ được nhận account VIP từ Scopescan ha. Và ngoài ra thì cũng có một nhà tài trợ khác, đó là W3W. Thì bên W3W sẽ có những phần quà đó là những cái NFT new trend dành cho mọi người ha. And Mr. Toàn just replied, nice t-shirt, Philip. Okay, thanks Mr. Toàn. And thanks Insecurity and Luffy. Yeah, thanks Hoàng Đặng and Roy Passions. Thanks. Yeah, so I think we can wait a little bit for other people to join, because now is in the evening in Vietnam, and maybe people they just arrive home after a long day week. Yeah, so let's wait a little bit, and meanwhile
Sure.
I will share the link to my community as well, so to remind them about to join. Let me share on deeplearn.net. Okay, so rồi with some surprise. Thanks Roy and Roy Parsons. If you want to receive the prize, please ask us a question so we can receive your question, and Philip can help to answer your question. Hello Justin. Hello Crypto Justin. Yeah. Wow. And I see that now we have 42 people already joined the live stream today. Yes. And now is 8 past 5 in Vietnam time. Yeah, and maybe we can wait around in 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes later to start the live stream.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mọi người ơi, vậy thì mình chờ thêm 2 phút nữa ha. Nabi thấy là mọi người cũng join vào khá là nhiều rồi nè. Ok, thì mình sẽ chờ một chút xíu nữa thôi ha, cho một số bạn kiểu như Đi làm về á. Okay. Hello CC Quiet Book. Hello bạn CC không? Rồi.
Fried rice, it's always good. Hey, I read somebody here insecurity says like took a cold rainy day, so hopefully you get better, man.
Yes. It's the you mean rainy in Vietnam, in Saigon? You mean that?
Yeah, I see somebody on the chat just saying that it was a rainy day. Tough Monday.
Yeah. Hello Luffy. Luffy say thanks Navi. Hello, cảm ơn Luffy ha. Có gì bạn thả tim rồi đặt câu hỏi để cuối buổi mình được phần quà ha. Và anh Philip thì cũng là founder của Scopescan á, cho nên là chắc ảnh sẽ biết khá là nhiều á, thì mọi người tranh thủ bào ảnh nha. Rồi, ok. Philip, I think maybe we can start now. How about you?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, so
Sure.
please share your screen.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see it. Mhm. Let's see. All right, let's try.
Okay.
Okay, let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, I see it. Now I see your screen. Everybody, can you see Philip's is a screen? Mọi người ơi, mọi người thấy cái màn hình của anh Philip chưa? Nếu rồi thì mọi người nhấn một chữ yes trong đây nha. If you guys see Philip is screen, please type yes in the chat.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Let me know if you want me to stop or any questions. I only have one monitor right now. I'm traveling, so I can read the chat. If there's somebody has a question, just please read them out to me. I'm going to be looking at the screen that I'm going to be demoing. So if I don't reply your questions in the chat, it's just because I only have one monitor at the time and I cannot look both things. All right. So my name is Phil.
Wait, let's wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Là to translate Vietnamese. Ok.
Sure.
Mọi người ơi, anh Philip nói là mọi người muốn hỏi gì cứ chat nha, mọi người có thể chat bằng tiếng Anh hay tiếng Việt đều được ha, thì Navi sẽ support để dịch sang tiếng Anh. Rồi, và nếu mà anh có nói nhanh quá hay sao đó thì mọi người có thể là nói ở trên cứ chat ở trên đó, và ảnh có một cái account khác, anh có thể đọc được những cái đoạn chat của mọi người ha. Rồi. Please continue.
Great. Yeah. So my name is Philip. I'm one of the co-founders of OX Scope. We're a data analytics company that is focused on on-chain activity. We provide services to a number of partners, and we created a number of products as well. Today, I'm going to be focusing on one of the products that we have, which is called Scopescan. You can access this product on scopescan.ai. It's free to sign up. There's a free plan everyone can enjoy. Let me show you real quick. So everyone can start today for free. You can get a personal basic account, and you only need an email address or MetaMask. I'm already signed in, so I'm using my MetaMask account here. And once I sign in, I will be presented with the homepage, which is what you see on the screen. Do you want to translate now so we can continue?
Maybe I can say in summarize a little bit. Mọi người ơi, mọi người đã có tài khoản Scopescan chưa ha? Nếu mà chưa thì mọi người có thể là đăng ký, và có thể đăng ký là cả bằng MetaMask lẫn bằng email ha. Rồi thì sau đó thì mọi người sẽ vào một cái giao diện giống như ở trên màn hình đây nè. Rồi, ok. I'm good. Yeah, I'm finished. Can you
So once I'm sign in into the website, I'm gonna be prompted with the screen that you're seeing right now. So here we have flash search. Users are able to gather intelligence data on chain, and the only thing they need is wallet address or a token or a project name or an ENS name as well. If there's some addresses you would like to take me for me to take a look, that's also something I can do later on the presentation, and you can find out how much we know about you or a project that you're looking into to participate. For today, I divided the presentation in 3 areas. So the first one is going to be discovery mode. The second one is going to be alpha hunting, which is what you see here.
file?
And third one is investigation mode. Let me know when you want to translate as well, so I can just stop. Okay.
Well, I would like to translate to Vietnamese. Hôm nay thì anh
Yeah,
Philip
go ahead.
sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người ở 3 cái mục chính ha. Đó là đầu tiên là cái Discovery Mode, là cái mục mà để mà chúng ta sẽ khám phá ra những cái token và những cái địa chỉ ví. Và cái thứ hai nữa sẽ là cái Alpha Hunting và cái Investigation Mode. Rồi thì sau đây thì ảnh sẽ đi vào chi tiết từng cái ha. Và sau khi chia sẻ trong những cái tính năng này á, thì ảnh sẽ lấy cái token Chu và ảnh sẽ demo bằng cái token Chu cho mọi người luôn ha. Rồi, how about a project hub? Tuấn Kiệt
Yep.
ask us
I would also include Project Hub. Project Hub is intended more for BCs. It's something that we created particularly for investors, which is part of the enterprise plan. I'm going to show it to you as well. If you're an investor looking forward to us, this is also one of the features that I can show you as well. So yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be covering everything you see here left on the sidebar. So I'm going to start right now, and we're going to go each section at a time so you can learn about the product, how we design it, and the information you can query with us as well. So on Wallet Explorer and with discovery mode, we wanted to create a product where everyday users are able to get on-chain data if they don't get it. So basically what we wanted to allow is people for them to sign up every day. They will log in every day into our product, and using the number of tools they have here, they will draw their own conclusions. So I just click Wallet Explorer right now on discovery mode, and I'm able to see the top centralized changes addresses by tokens and the top EOA. As you know, EOA stands for externally owned accounts. Those are accounts that have private keys. As you know, in Ethereum, if you have a private key, is EOA, and smart contracts, they don't have private keys. So EOA means those are addresses that are controlled by people in the real world. This is the number of addresses we're currently tracking. So right now it's sitting at 169,222,818, and probably one of those accounts it belongs to somebody folks who are from you here today. So what can I see on Wallet Explorer? I can see the address, the public address. I can see the tag that is associated with the address. So I know this address, for example, belongs to Binance and it has $1.9 million. And this represents about 1.5% of the total Ethereum in circulation. I'm able to copy the address and I also can double click the address and it will pull me to a dashboard. I'm going to go back to this in a moment. I can also do the same thing with externally owned accounts, and I can also filter by token. So in the case, for example, if I want to see USDT, I'm able to also know USDT. In this case, Binance is one of the biggest holders of USDT. They have over $3 billion on this wallet, and that represents about 8% of the entire USDT in circulation. If you want to go translate this part.
Mọi người ơi, mọi người có cần Nabi translate chỗ này không? Tại cái chỗ này nó cũng khá là cơ bản đó, là đầu tiên là mình sẽ vào cái mục Wallet Explorer nè. Sau đó là mọi người sẽ nhìn vào phía bên tay trái, cái cột tay trái là cái cột CX address. là những cái địa chỉ ví của sàn tập trung, ví dụ như là Binance 8 nè, rồi Tether, KuCoin nè, và bên tay phải là top những cái EOA account by token. Thì EOA có thể hiểu là những cái ví mà được control bởi con người thật ha. Và nó sẽ là kiểu như là Philip, can you like explain again what is the EOA account by token?
Sure. Of course. So EOA stands for externally owned accounts. Externally owned accounts. This means that these are accounts that people control with private keys. On Ethereum, there's two types of accounts. That one of them is EOA. Those are accounts that have private keys, and the other that don't have private keys. For example.
Oh, I think I cannot hear you well. Maybe the connection just lost a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Now better.
Okay.
Externally.
Okay. What I was making is externally owned accounts are accounts that have private keys, and compared to addresses, for example, as a smart contract. When a smart contract is deployed on chain, it doesn't have a smart key private key. So this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing centralized exchanges accounts on the left and externally owned accounts on the right.
Okay. It's like account owned by people, or like it's not belong to the like it's like controlled by market maker or people, and it's have a private key. It's like the accounts created by MetaMask on MetaMask or just wallets or something like that.
Exactly. So in security on the chat, individual and retail investors, right? Exactly. So that's exactly what it means. So externally owned accounts are your MetaMask wallets, for example.
Ok. EOA nói chung là ví giống như là ví mà được control bởi người nè, dự án nè, market maker nè, và nó sẽ có cái private key khác với lại cái ví ở sàn. Nói chung là nó là cái ví giống như là ví phi tập trung vậy đó. Và ở đây thì cũng có Justin là cũng có giải thích cho mọi người sơ sơ rồi nè. EOA là kiểu như là cái ví dự án, ví sàn và ví của kiểu như những cái cầu nối, và nó không có thuộc về sàn SEC. Nói chung là nó là ví phi tập trung ha. Rồi. Okay, it's good from my now. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm going to continue now to Token Explorer, which is the second tool on discovery mode. So when you click it, you're going to see this dashboard. We are tracking 909,576 ERC20s.
Yes.
This is only on Ethereum. We're also tracking accounts on Binance. We're also tracking accounts on Arbitrum, and we're also tracking accounts on Polygon, with more public networks are going to come by. So you can switch the network here on the left side. So you can see I have Ethereum, and then there's the other networks on the left for you to select them as well. In here, what we see as default is the top 50 tokens ranked by market cap, like stablecoin ranking. If you're looking, for example, what other coins should I get as part of my diversification of the portfolio? Well, in here you can select, for example, you have USDT, you have USDC, you have DAI, you have True USD, which we're going to be looking later on. And this again are ranked by market cap. So USDT is the biggest one, and then it follows the other ones, so USDC, USDD, Frax, USDP, and so on and so forth. So in case you're looking for other possible stablecoins to, let's say, better assess your risk, you can go here and see the list. Also, we track all the prices. So for example, this is Euro, this is the Alchemix coin, and you can see the 24-hour price change as well. And more importantly, the number of holders. So when you're trying to join a project, some people are very interested in number of social metrics, and this is one of the things that you can see here. For example, in the case of Euro Tether, on Ethereum only has about 960 people, so not that many people holding Euro at that time. I'm going to go back to the top 50 tokens by market cap. And these again are the tokens by market cap. So that means we're going to take the price of the token. We are going to take the circulation of the coins. We multiply those two together, and then we get the market cap. In case you don't know how to do the formula, it's very simple. I see. I have a questions by Byte Brainbot. If there's a way for Scope the network of a token, users enter it in the search box. This is a feature we're going to be launching soon as part of our effort to improve the user experience. Right now, if the token is not in a network, a result will not show up. But if you already know the network, you can just switch it right there on the left. In the future, this will be it will be a feature available. All right. Do you want to translate this section?
Yes, yes, please.
Sure.
Okay. So, bây giờ mình tới cái mục thứ hai nha mọi người, đó là cái mục Token Explorer. Thì cái này khi mà mọi người đang kiểu như là đang tìm kiếm một cái token nào đó để mà nghiên cứu á, để mà research thêm á, thì mọi người có thể vào cái mục này ha. Thì ở trên Scopescan họ đã filter ra sẵn là top 50 cái token by market cap ở đây để cho mọi người, và nó sẽ có kiểu như là giá nè, 24 giờ thay đổi như thế nào nè, giá thấp nhất trong vòng 24 giờ, giá cao nhất, và nó cũng có những cái holder ở đây luôn, holder ở cái cột ngoài cùng bên tay phải ha. Và nếu như mà mọi người ngoài ra thì ngoài cái chain Ethereum thì mọi người có thể switch qua, nghĩa là chuyển qua cái chain BNB, ARB ha, và cái chain Polygon mới được update. Và sau này thì Scopescan sẽ có thêm nhiều những cái chain khác nữa, cái mạng lưới khác nữa để cho mọi người check ha. Yes, and okay, and do I miss something? So it's like
no. Go ahead.
Please go ahead.
The data right now is updated every 15 minutes. In the future, we're already improving the live data feed. Part of the reason that it's still not deployed is because it takes more processing power. But now for next month, we're planning it to be live. And basically, you're going to be seeing the price movements as it goes by. So that's something that we're already working. Thank you, Crypto, for the question. Hope that answers it. Okay, I'm going to continue now with the left side. Later on, we're going to go into details, but I will first want you to understand how the sections are divided. So next up, we have Project Explorer. Again, these are projects on Ethereum, and right now we're tracking 1,088 projects, with more projects coming up every single week. The default view that we have right now is by TBL, and they are organized in that way. So let's take a look. Right now we have Uniswap, which everyone knows, and I hope nobody takes it as a surprise. But of course, Uniswap is the biggest project by TBL on Ethereum. Secondly, we have OpenSea, which, as you know, it's an NFT marketplace. Later on, we have Matcha, 1inch, CKSwap, Blur, BananaGon, and ChivaSwap, and so on and so forth. So users sometimes they don't know how to compare things. Right? They go to CoinMarketCap and they look around and they don't know how to rank things, because remember, there's a distinction between the token project itself. So when you go to Project Explorer, what we wanted to prepare a gift to people is a list of projects, not of tokens, by the TBL, so you can explore it as well. So the other things that we're able to see here, which also influences how we rank the top projects, is the daily active addresses and daily active entities. So I'm going to explain this for a moment, because it's very important to also understand how we classify and how we process the data that you see in your own Scopescan. It says, I have a question from Twine. It says, user rank is based on which parameters? All right, so that's a good question, because I was just about to explain that, so you read my mind. I don't know how, but you read my mind. So I want everyone to think for a moment how many addresses you have on MetaMask. right? You don't have to answer, it's okay, but just try to think, if you open MetaMask, how many addresses you have, and that's just MetaMask. How many addresses you have, for example, on a cold wallet or on a cell phone, right? If the answer is more than one, great, because that means you understand what an entity is. So entity for us is people, organizations, or companies that control multiple wallets on Ethereum. So for the person who is observing from the outside, it might seem that 10,000 wallets on Ethereum, 10,000 addresses on Ethereum, sorry, but it's addresses, might seem like 10,000 different people. But we know that this is not true, right? I ask everyone here that is listening to me how many addresses you have. If you have more than one, then that means that all of those addresses that you have, it's still you. It's still a single person. And this is one of the reasons that it's very hard and problematic for people who are um, looking into getting into DeFi or looking into getting into projects, how to understand the activity on chain, right? Because imagine for a moment if you were going to go to a project and you say, this project looks good. It's going to have 10,000 wallets. So this means there's 10,000 people. Wow, it's a big community. But in reality, it could be a single person, right? So that single person is what we call the entity. If you see here, this is the number of daily active addresses on Uniswap. It's about 8,000 addresses. This is in the past 24 hours. So 8,000 addresses have been active on Uniswap B2. Remember, this is B2, B3. It's the latest version. On OpenSea, we have about 6,357 addresses. But if you look at the entity, the numbers are different. So I want everyone to think for a second why the numbers are different, right? Why they don't match? And the answer is very simple. It's more than a single person controlling another address. So it could be that one person has 10 different addresses. Maybe the person is an
Mm.
NFT collector, and
Yes.
that NFT collector has different projects, and for each project has a wallet address. Or maybe it's a trader. Maybe that person has multiple strategies, and it's using one trading strategy for each token, right?
Yes.
There's a number of reasons for people to do that, but what's important to understand is that without scope scan, it's really hard to understand what's happening on chain, because everything that you see are wallets. You don't see the entities. With scope scan, you can see the entity.
Okay, just it's like for me, I have around five wallet address, and you can check that five wallet address like they transfer token together or receive money from one SEC account, SEC exchange on the centralized exchange, right? Something like that. That,
Yeah,
that's
exactly. So, for example, so for people use multiple wallets for depositing, trading,
mm,
different purposes. What's really important to understand is at the end of the day, all of those different wallets represent the same people. So, part of the technology we have developed is behavior analysis, and
behavior.
uh, and it's, let me give you an example, right? So it's really interesting when you look at the data when the market is going down
Mm,
compared to the data when the market is going up, and the transactions when the market is going down, like in a bear market, on a very bad day on the market, people tend to panic and they start, for example, withdrawing liquidity. They start changing the addresses that they're holding, and that develops a pattern. People are very good at a number of things, but unfortunately, they're not very good at being random or generating entropy, right? If I was to ask anyone here, pick a number between 1 and 10, probably about, I don't know, 50% of the people will pick probably the same number, right? Um,
mm.
so there's a number of behavior that happens on chain that we're able to identify, and this allows us to draw the conclusion that it's the same person, right? It's the same entity. I'm going quickly for the chat. Crypto Justin is asking, for issuing a token. We're discussing it. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I can say that we're really interested in creating future marketplace economics where we can reward the community by incentive. So stay tuned if you want to know what we have stored for that. Another question I have, how does Scopescan handle wallet labeling? Is the data updated from the community? Yes, we have a way for people to submit data that we have, for example, label data. So, there's an element from users that contribute to the ecosystem. And also, we also ingest data for multiple sources. I'm going to answer one more question before continuing. In security, it says it's an NFT marketplace. Done. You don't have to look up your money. You just buy an NFT. Yeah, of course. Why don't have? Okay, sorry. Insecurity is answering to the question above. So yes. So in the case of NFTs, it's particularly hard to measure a TVL because most of the NFTs that are out there, they're imagine for a moment I create an NFT and I say this NFT is going to be 100 billion dollars. And this is my bid. This is the money I'm asking. So suddenly one NFT has more value than Uniswap, right? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to, you want to translate this part before continuing?
Yes, of course. So I would like to summarize in Vietnamese. Mọi người ơi, Nabi sẽ nói vắn tắt dịch qua tiếng Việt ha. Thì ở cái phần mà Project Explorer này nè là thứ nhất là sẽ có một cái dashboard như thế này, thì nó sẽ đầu tiên là mọi người có thể chọn cái phần xếp hạng ha. Ví dụ như là ở phía bên tay phải đó, mọi người thấy là nó có cái TVL ranking và cái user ranking. Thì ở đó thì ví dụ mọi người đang chọn cái chain là Ethereum đi ha, thì tất tần tật kiểu là những cái dự án mà ở trên Ethereum như là Uniswap hay là OpenSea á, thì sẽ xếp hạng coi là dự án nào có TVL cao nhất, rồi cao nhì, rồi cứ vậy mà xếp xuống ha. Thì như bây giờ và ngoài ra nữa thì ngoài cái phần mà xếp hạng theo TVL thì TVL cũng là một trong số những cái yếu tố để mà mọi người lựa chọn dự án để đầu tư, đúng không? Là kiểu như là có TVL cao thì là chứng tỏ là có dòng tiền đổ vào dự án, thì đó là một tiêu chí rất là tốt. Và ngoài ra nữa thì bên Scopescan họ còn thêm một cái tính năng, họ còn giúp mọi người xếp hạng thêm những cái khác nữa, đó là hai cái cột ở giữa mọi người thấy, đó là cái daily active addresses, có nghĩa rằng là cái số địa chỉ ví mà nó active hàng ngày ha. Thì ví dụ như TVL cao nè, mà còn có số địa chỉ ví mà hoạt động hàng ngày cao nữa, thì chứng tỏ rằng là dự án thứ nhất là có dòng tiền vào, thứ hai là có người dùng ha. Và Scopescan họ còn lọc thêm một cái tiêu chí nữa, đó là những cái người dùng này á, là người dùng riêng biệt hay là một người có nhiều ví, đúng không? Thì họ có thêm một cái phần mà tính một cái tiêu chí lọc khác nữa, đó là cái daily active entity. Thì cái entity nó khác với lại cái addresses ở cái chỗ là entity là nó sẽ lọc theo, họ sẽ có cái bộ lọc theo cái hành vi của người dùng ha. Ví dụ như Nabi đi, Nabi là một người, Nabi có 5 ví đó, 5 ví thì sẽ tính là daily active aggressive là 5, nhưng 5 ví này là của một mình Nabi, đúng không? Thì Scopescan họ sẽ định nghĩa rằng là 5 ví đó là chỉ là một entity thôi ha. Thì như vậy là mình sẽ lọc được là là cái dự án này là có nhiều địa chỉ ví hoạt động hàng ngày nè, nhưng thực ra cái người dùng á thì ví dụ như Uniswap đi là đang có hàng ngày là có 8.000 địa chỉ ví hoạt động, nhưng mà thực ra người dùng riêng lẻ, người dùng mà không bị trùng nhau á, không bị trùng địa chỉ ví với nhau á, là chỉ có 7.117 địa chỉ ví thôi. Thì đó là những cái tiêu chí để mà mọi người có thể cân nhắc để mà phân tích những cái dự án ví dụ dự án là TVL cao, có dòng tiền vào. Thứ hai, daily active user, daily addresses là có nhiều địa chỉ ví hoạt động. Thứ ba nữa là những địa chỉ ví đó là đến từ một người hay là riêng biệt, đó là cái tiêu chí lọc tiếp theo, daily active entity. Ok, thì hy vọng mọi người đều hiểu hết ha. Có gì không hiểu thì chat tiếng Việt Nabi giải thích thêm ở phần chat ha. It's good for my side. Let's continue.
Oh, great. Well, thanks, Roy, for answering the question on the chat.
Yeah.
Continuing, NFT Explorer, it works similar. to the token explorers that we were seeing, but this is for blue chip NFTs. So it means projects that have some notoriety or artists that are very important within the space. So of course, the first one is Bored Ape Yacht Club, and here we see the metrics. So there's a floor price. The floor price is calculated by the collection. So we take a look at the collection because otherwise, what we're going to be seeing is that if a single item from the collection has an extremely high price, then they will sort of skew or offset the value, which it wouldn't represent everyone. We see the number of holders, which is 5,817. These are unique wallets. But then we see the entities, it's 4,797. So in reality, what we see is that more than a single address own more than a single token. And it gets interesting because in here, imagine for a moment you see a project. I see somebody commenting, for example, Luffy says, because sometimes a single project can attract huge active users in a short time. Exactly. And that is very, very dangerous. It's very common on the space for projects to, create marketing on advertisement campaign. Uh, and this would actually lead to a high number of individual addresses. So, if you're a programmer, a little bit of Python, you can generate 10,000 wallets, and somebody would say, wow, look at this NFT collection, 10,000 wallets. This means there's 10,000 people, and it's going to continue to grow. But then you see the entity, and it says one or two, then you should be careful about that, right? This is not a very good sign. This means that a very few number of people control a very large power, the very large assets during the network. So everything is centralized. Yeah. And the last one I wanted to show you is
Um,
the sex
can
transparent.
I,
I want
can
to
I,
translate this part. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Go ahead.
please. So please go back to NFT Explorer. I would like to translate maybe quickly in Vietnamese. Ok, so mọi người ơi, cái mục NFT Explorer này Nabi muốn highlight một cái ý với mọi người á, đó là khi mà mọi người tìm kiếm những cái dự án NFT á, thì ở đây là có một cái bar sẵn đúng không? Và mình có thể ở cái thanh search á, mọi người có thể search nữa ha, những cái dự án mà mọi người muốn tìm hiểu. Nhưng mà về tổng quan á, là mọi người có thể xem được cái giá sàn nè, 24 giờ volume nè. Nhưng mà có một ý cần lưu ý với mọi người, đó là khi mà mọi người xem cái holder addresses hay là entity đi ha, mọi người thấy cái volume nó cao các kiểu đúng không? Nhưng mà cái holder, cái số lượng ví nó lại thấp nè, và cái entity là cái số địa chỉ ví mà đến từ người dùng unit á, người dùng riêng biệt á, đó nó cũng thấp luôn, thì chứng tỏ rằng là nhiều khả năng á, là cái NFT này kiểu như là nó có cái volume nè, và cái giá của nó rất là centralized luôn, rất là tập trung luôn, là đến từ một nhóm người hay là một số người. Tại vì NFT thì nhiều khi người ta tự mua đi bán lại á, nên là mọi người phải cẩn thận cái chỗ này và phải xem kỹ cái holder và cái entity, phân biệt coi là cái holder này là đến từ những người dùng riêng biệt hay là một nhóm người dùng, và họ quản lý phần lớn NFT ha. Ok.
I see that some people talking about the Bored Ape Judge Club. They're surprised that it was 25 ethers. Yeah, it used to be 80 plus ethers. Yeah, I actually used to be closer to 150, 200 ethers. So 25 ether is the lowest it's been in over a year because of the bird market. So 25 ether is very cheap compared to how much they were back then. I'm going to go and continue to sex transparency. So we decided to create sex transparency in response to the FTX incident. We were one of the first companies that reported on their wallets and on the hack that took place. That's still ongoing with the whole controversy. Or we ever going to know who was the person behind the hack? Was it SBF, right? There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of theories that is out there. We have to wait. As we know, there's it's a very hot topic out there. So we created the sex transparency as a way to let users know how much is going into the exchange, how much money is going out to the exchange, and to stop paying attention to what people say too much on Twitter, right? Everyone on Twitter is saying this exchange doesn't have any money. Huobi this, Binance this, Coinbase this, Bybit that, right? So to answer your question, Luffy, can we set an alert if some SEX got huge amount of outflow? Yes, that is possible. You can set a smart alert to monitor the wallets as well. I can later have to do that, but basically the smart alert system would allow you to select wallets or entities, right, and entire entities, and in case there's a movement of funds or a transaction or adding or removing liquidity, you will get a notification on Slack, Discord, or Telegram. So you can choose your delivery system. All right, continue. So in this dashboard, I'm able to see in this case a Binance, I have Bitfinex, OKX, Bybit Crypto, and the other changes that we believe are worth tracking. In this case, let's take a quick look. So Binance, the net flow value, the next hour is about $41 million. And how much money Binance right now has across all the chains? About $64 billion. In the case of Bitfinex, which is the second one here, it's about $11.3 billion. And the other thing that is worth seeing here is the proof of reserve. So these are exchanges that they willingly confirm that they're open and transparent to how much money they have. Question, any update in the future of other central exchanges? Yes, of course, we're going to support most of them. We are rolling more features every single week. So if I decide to take a look at Binance, I will just click on View Dashboard, and I will go to the report section. So this is an overview of the Binance portfolio. And as you can see here, this dashboard shows our portfolio balances as well as inflow and outflow of transactions for central exchanges. And you can see here the Binance holding across chains. So if you are concerned about how much money an exchange has and you want to investigate and take a look at that, you can go to a dashboard and you'll be able to see the holdings of that exchange across multiple chains. So this is across chains. This is the Binance portfolio on Ethereum. This is the chain allocation. So you can see here Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tron, Byte, BSC Smart Chain, Arbitrum, and so on. We also see other metrics. So these are the track addresses from this exchange. So these are the addresses tracked on Ethereum, the address tag. So we know this is our Binance wallets. We also see the net flow of token by. So I'm able to see if, for example, there were people concerned, how do I know if this is normal? How do I know if people are depositing a lot of money or they're taking all the money? How do I am able to do that? Because we have an analysis of the net flow over time. So in here, you can see this is the USDT net flow in today, a few hours ago, actually at 3 in the morning, this is UTC time, there was a very, very large deposit. Then it went down, then it went up. So as you can see here, transactions of a token for the chain. So whenever, before you go to Twitter and you panic and say, oh my God, what is happening on the chain? People are withdrawing all the money. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's just normal. Maybe people are just moving the money around, and you can compare to what is normal in the past, right? And you can take a look at the remaining of the dashboard. I'm not going to go too much into details because we're going to be here all day, but you can see how much money is coming in and how much money is going out, and also what is normal for the exchange as well. Yeah, so we finished with discovery mode, but before we go to alpha hunting, do you want to translate this part for your audience?
Yes, please. So I will say really briefly. Mọi người ơi, ở cái phần mà CX Transparency, can you please back to the previous dashboard?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Ok. Thì cái phần mà CX Transparency này mọi người sẽ thấy là cái kiểu như là cái money, cái dòng tiền vào ra in out giữa những cái sàn giao dịch với nhau ha. Thì đây mọi người thấy là Binance nè, đó thì mọi người thấy là dòng tiền vào net flow nghĩa là dòng tiền kiểu như là dòng tiền vào trừ dòng tiền ra, đó là cái dòng tiền ở lại sàn á, thì có thể thấy là Binance đang là dương nè, còn OKX thì đang là âm nè. Đó, và tương tự những sàn khác ha, thì sẽ có ngày này ngày kia ha, thì có thể là sàn họ cơ cấu lại danh mục hay là họ làm gì đó, và sau đó là mọi người muốn xem chi tiết á, thì mình có thể vào là view dashboard ở cái Binance. Philip, can you please click on the view dashboard for Binance?
Sure.
Ok, thì đó, ví dụ mọi người có thể thấy rằng là cái Binance portfolio như thế nào ha, và có thể xem được là cái update của họ thì Nabi thấy rằng là họ update 44 giờ trước nè, nên có thể thấy rằng là cái này nó cũng update khá là nhanh ha. Và có cái chain allocation, token allocation on chain như thế nào, có Ethereum, Bitcoin ha, và dòng tiền thì mọi người có thể xem sâu khi nếu mà có thời gian đó, mọi người xem sâu cái này Nabi thấy nó cũng rất là hay để mà mình ở phía dưới á, thì nếu mà can you please scroll up a little bit, scroll up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mọi người thấy là cái phần này thì còn có cái những cái địa chỉ ví của sàn nè, đó mọi người có thể click vào những từng những cái địa chỉ ví đó thì sẽ xem được cái transaction của những cái địa chỉ ví đó, cái hành vi giao dịch, và ngoài ra thì cái phần USDT token, Ethereum net flow thì cái chỗ này nếu như mà kiểu như lâu lâu mọi người có xem ở trên Telegram á, mọi người hoặc là trên Twitter á, người ta sẽ có những cái bài pop up ra, nó là mới có một cái kiểu như là một cái giao dịch lớn rút tiền nó khỏi sàn hay sao đó, thì mình có thể vào đây mọi người xem. Thì nhiều khi họ cơ cấu lại danh mục thôi, họ rút ra sau đó họ có nạp vô, mọi người có thể xem những cái bảng này và xem chi tiết ha, để mà mình đào sâu ra những cái dữ liệu on chain, nó thực ra đó là cái gì, nó có phải là bán ra không hay là họ chỉ chuyển ra chuyển vào thôi, và những cái địa chỉ ví nó là thuộc cùng một người hay là nó là thuộc những người khác nhau ha. Thì những cái công cụ này nó rất là hay luôn, Nabi nói thiệt, mọi người có thể vào và xem chi tiết nghiên cứu thêm ha. Rồi, I think it's good for my side now.
Yeah. Wonderful. Let me take a quick look at the chat so I make sure everyone is chill and doesn't get angry with me because they think I'm ignoring them. Let's see. Cool questions. Roy Parsons, what does a large sum of deposit means? It means everything that you don't think it means. And the reason I say this is because when it's a bull market and there's a large number of deposits, everyone says, oh, this person is going to buy. This person is depositing $100 million. Bitcoin is going to go up 1,000%, right? But when it's a bear market and people deposit the funds, it means, oh no, they're going to sell. The price is going to go to zero. I should also sell. Both of these things are wrong. Why are they wrong? Because you're acting on emotions, you're acting on fear. You don't have people who are basing their decisions on that. They don't have a trading system in place. They don't know how much risk they're taking. They don't know how much reward they can expect. So they have no real way of how to measure things. Usually a large sum of deposit, it depends on the entity. If it's small externally owned accounts, it just means people perhaps are getting some liquidity. If it's a large volume, you have to remember that most of the people that has that over $100,000 to trade, buy or sell, they go to OTC markets that are more effective than order books. So when people are buying or selling that way, it doesn't really affect the price directly, right? So you're free to draw your own conclusions, but what I want to highlight here is that people shouldn't panic, right? They should be rational and they should create a system. Okay, I'm going to continue now. Here it says, can I customize the time for USD net flow? You can see the last 30 days. In the future, we're going to expand more of that, so you can see even more to the past. The data, if you are interested in getting it, right, you can get in contact with us. You can do so without API system that it's used by some market makers and some people that use it directly on their codes. So on Scopescan, on the front end, you can only see the past 30 days, but we have, of course, the historical data all the way from the Genesis block. I'm still skeptical about the whole alpha hunting thing. I can, we can take a look very soon. There's a lot of people that are making a lot of money. I will go into detail that quickly, and hopefully I can convince you. Let me see here. Uh-huh. Crypto Justin. Hi, Philip. Do you know token movement features of Nansen? It's really useful for on-chain tracker. Will you develop features like this? We have some features that help people like you and everyone who's interested in that. I'm gonna take a look into it in a moment. I just want to cover like the main features. It says, Luffy, yes, sometimes a market maker deposits huge money to pump it, then sell it at a good price. Right. So when it comes to market makers, they have to do what is known as inventory management. So market makers, they tend to be neutral. This means that they trade sideways market, and they need to make sure not to accumulate too much on one side or accumulate on the other. And when they do those transfers, they're just looking to balance things out. Okay. I'm going to go now to alpha hunting. Let's go to live statistics. All right. So here on live statistics, we wanted to take a look at on-chain activity that is aiming towards people that are being profitable, people that we believe have insights or trading systems, or people that are, as everyone says, degens, right? And they're able to get an edge and an advantage on chain. Once you click the dashboard, you're able to see top gas spenders. So, for example, this account, Jared from Subway. I was wondering what Jared from Subway was doing. He has spent in gas 89 ethers. So if you take a look at this address, actually, let's take a quick look. I'm just going to click and open it here on the side.
Wow, it's interesting. So I can like copy like they like copy their trading or like just prefer their trading. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know people were asking me, oh, what about smart money? So let's take a look at this wallet.
Yeah.
What is this wallet doing that
Mm,
spent 89 ethers? 89 ethers on only gas.
wow.
So when I click it, I know exactly what this account is doing. It's an MEV bot.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the number one MEV bot. So this account by itself, it has made over 1.3 million transactions. Think about that. How many transactions have you done on Ethereum since you got here? This account only since March. So this account started trading on March. This
Yeah.
is 6, 7 months ago, 1.3 million transactions. That's why this account has spent 89 ethers.
Yeah.
So it's a bot. I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit more later about it. Let's go back to the live statistics. So we have the gas spenders, the consumers. So these are where the gas is going to, right? So this person is paying gas to spend it on Uniswap, for example, or OpenSea, CKs, so forth. And we see some other interesting dashboards. We can also take a look at large BC movements, which I know some people are very interested into knowing what the venture capitals and investors are doing. So we can see Galaxy here. Right now, they have one of the top GUSD holders. Um, so let's see. I see some dashboards are not applicable for free accounts. Yes, some of the dashboards that you're seeing here require a subscription. We're going to give out free subscriptions for people who participate and ask questions on here. But right now, some of the statistics that you're seeing are with a premium account that I have right now, just to clarify that. Okay. In here, we're able to see one last dashboard, which is stablecoin mint and burn. So
Oh,
these are liquidity that is coming into and
mm,
going out. All right.
oh,
And I can also adjust the on-chain activity by users. Let me show you something very cool. So remember before when I was mentioning about users and entities, that if you have multiple accounts, it doesn't mean that there are multiple people. It could be a single person. So we have entities represented on blue and active addresses on green. So when people talk about on-chain activity, they should be paying attention to the blue going up, not the green, because this means these are real people doing transactions and not just wallets like Jared from Subway, right? All right. Do you want to translate this part?
Yes, sure. I just have a question. Like the on-chain active users, like this data is scanned on the on Ethereum chain, right? For on
Yeah,
the
this is only
Ethereum.
this is on Ethereum. If you want to get Binance, you can see it. You just need to click on the left side to get the Binance chain.
Got it, got it. So, mọi người ơi, cái phần mà live statistics này là cái phần mà rất là hay và lâu lâu Nabi cũng hay dùng. Thì đầu tiên là cái top gas spender ở cái góc này, thì đây là cái chỗ mà để mình thấy rằng là những cái địa chỉ ví nào là đang sử dụng kiểu như là chi tiêu nhiều phí gas trên Ethereum nhất ha. Thì thường là họ sẽ trade nhiều nè, hay họ làm cái gì đó nhiều, đúng không? Nó chỉ là phí gas thôi nha, chứ không phải là volume ha. Thì như cái địa chỉ ví mà đầu tiên nãy anh Philip có click vào á, thì mọi người thấy đó là mọi người sẽ xem được. Philip, can you move to the next tab please? The tab on
Yeah.
no, I mean scroll over and click on trace. Click on the first click on the first address please.
First address. Okay, here.
Yeah, okay.
Jared from Subway.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Jared from Subway, and I open here. Okay, go.
Yeah. Thì mọi người sẽ thấy rằng là là đó, mọi người thấy cái chỗ mà mail bot không? Là cái transaction này á là đến chủ yếu là ông này ổng là bot, là trading bot ha. Cái địa chỉ ví này là trading bot, thì nó chơi qua chơi lại, nó có thể rằng là nó làm sandwich attack, kiểu như là nó là cái con bot mà nó kẹp giữa mọi người á. Đó, thì mọi người mua sẽ bị chênh giá cao là do những cái con bot như ông này nè. Thì cái địa chỉ ví này là chuyên làm bot, thì cho nên phí gas nó cao. Nhưng mà mọi người hoàn toàn can you back to the previous tab please? The previous tab, Philip, can you back to previous
Yeah.
dashboard? The
Go
previous,
back here.
ok, thanks. Đó thì ngoài ra thì ngoài địa chỉ ví đó là mọi người có thể lục tìm thêm những địa chỉ ví khác nữa ha. Sẽ có những địa chỉ ví mà nó là họ là trader thật sự, chứ không chỉ là những con bot không ha. Ngoài ra thì còn có những tính năng rất là hay, như là sẽ có những cái phần mà VC movement nè. Thì ở cái chỗ này là Nabi sẽ xem và sẽ biết được là cái đây, cái phần mà VC movement thì Nabi nghĩ là Nabi sẽ share màn hình của Nabi đây. Rồi, như cái VC cái VC movement này thì mình sẽ xem, click vào mình sẽ biết được những cái top VC làm gì trong vòng 1 giờ qua nè. Như 1 giờ qua mình sẽ thấy rằng là Binance là deposit USDC vào Binance 14 với cái số lượng là 9 triệu nè. Đó thì kiểu như là tại sao nó lại chuyển stablecoin vào sàn, thì nhiều khả năng là tại vì nhu cầu mua stablecoin đang cao ha. Thì mình sẽ xem thêm đó là cái stablecoin mint với burn những ngày qua như thế nào. Cái stablecoin cũng là những yếu tố rất quan trọng để chúng ta xem thử coi là dòng tiền có vào thị trường không ha. Ví dụ như mọi người thấy hôm nay là ngày bao nhiêu, hôm nay là ngày 2 tháng 10 đúng không? Đó, thì mình thấy rằng là khi mà cái cột màu xanh này nè, đó chứng tỏ rằng là dòng tiền đang vào thị trường nè. Đó, 3 ngày liên tiếp vào thị trường. Nghĩa là nó cũng, cái việc tăng của Bitcoin nó cũng khá là healthy ha. Tại vì giá tăng và có dòng tiền vào thị trường, chứng tỏ rằng là cái việc tăng giá này là không phải là do những người nội bộ mua đi bán lại đẩy giá lên, mà là do có nhu cầu mua thực. Ngoài ra thì mọi người cũng thấy rằng là mới vừa rồi luôn Binance là chuyển tiền USDC vào đây, và mình có thể click vào đây mình xem chi tiết nó là như thế nào ha. Đây là cái địa chỉ ví deposit vào này, thì có thể cái này là địa chỉ ví của sàn hoặc là địa chỉ ví của người dùng deposit vào ha. Rồi thì ngoài ra ở phía trên này nữa, on-chain active user, thì cái này cũng là một yếu tố rất là hay để xem coi là cái sự hoạt động sôi nổi trong thị trường là có sôi nổi hay không. Ví dụ như ở đây mọi người thấy rằng là cái số entity là người dùng mà riêng biệt nha, không phải là người dùng trùng lắp với nhau, nó cũng tăng nè. Đó thì nó thấp hôm này nó tăng lên nè, và địa chỉ ví hoạt động cũng tăng lên nữa. Đây cũng là một dấu hiệu khá là gọi là healthy ha, kiểu như là bền vững, kiểu như là tăng trưởng tốt cho thị trường. Rồi thì rồi.
Yep.
Okay, it's good for my side now. Yeah.
Thanks for the transaction. Go ahead.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna be a little bit more faster now, just
Yes.
and like I said, I welcome everyone to try it. There's a freemium account for for free, and there's some features that are paid. And we're gonna go over some accounts. I'm gonna go and highlight some of the other features that you have here. We have so there's also smart money signals. So this is how smart money is performing compared to Bitcoin. So these are people buying and selling, rather to just holding Bitcoin. So we see that in the past 30 days. Sorry, let me fix something here. All right, give me a second. No, here we go. Now it looks a little bit better. So in the past 30 days, this is on September, and this is today. So Bitcoin in the past month has gone up about 10%, but the average smart money has gone up 126%. This means that they have doubled their money while only holding Bitcoin has been 10%. And if you're wondering what are the best tokens for smart money, what are people trading, here we go. So we see SPX. There's this token that is called Bitcoin. It is not Bitcoin. It's a token called Bitcoin. Monk, Unibot, Matic. People are trading Matic, RBL, Butterfly, Aave, and Palm. So there's a number of tokens. This is for 7 days. If you're interested in what is happening in the past 24 hours when the price, will gone up since last night. So these are the tokens that are getting traded that people believe are very, very hot. If you're wondering where the smart money is buying, you can see the address. This is part of the B2C group, and it's trading on Coinbase, 1inch, Uniswap, B3, and Bybit. We can also know where the smart money is selling. So we know when people send the funds and they sell it now. In this case, they're selling on Binance, Kraken, Bybit, and these are the tokens that are getting sold as well. If you're interested in following the accounts, I know there's a lot of people who do copy trading. Um, that they just want to follow what the addresses are doing, you can click on leaderboard and you're able to see which accounts are making a lot of money. So the first one is this account. It has made 95%, and this is about $3,700 profit within the past 24 hours. So basically, this person traded and made that percentage. If you want to filter out by what is the account that made the highest profit, it's this account. So this account made a 24% return of investment, which is about $222,000. But this account has a lot of money actually. It says $19 million. So this is the leaderboard for smart money. And you can also copy the top 100 addresses. So if you click here, you can copy the addresses. I don't know if you can see it on my search bar, but you're able to also get a list of all these addresses and you can import it into a trading software, for example. All right, I'm going to continue briefly on this section and then we can translate. This is BC Watch. It's a dashboard that analyzes the entities, particularly for BCs. So you can use it in conjunction with smart money signals. So if you're looking into what are BCs investing, or is this BC buying this token? Is this BC, investing for this token launch, or are these people holding that project? Right. We also follow that. So in the case of VCs, we have a ranking system, and the first one we have jump trading. We have tracking over 19 addresses that they have, and they have about $3.3 billion. And the same thing can be said about everyone else. We have A16C, which is Anderson Horowitz account. So we're trying 27 addresses. In the case of Alameda Research, these are the people who were involved as well with FTX. This was the quantitative trading firm from SBF. We're tracking 648 addresses from them. So this is what we mean by the entities. It's one company with over 600 addresses. Okay, I'm going to leave you to translate this part.
Thanks, Philip. It's so useful, Peter. Now I will translate to Vietnamese. Okay, let me see my screen now. Mọi người ơi, bây giờ mình tới cái tính năng Smart Money Signal ha, tới lúc mà mình đi săn Smart Money rồi. Đây thì ở cái chỗ này mọi người sẽ xem được tổng quan trước ha. Đầu tiên là về tổng quan đi, thì là top những cái token mà đang có cái hiệu suất tốt. Đó, ví dụ như là cái return on investment trung bình nè, cái lợi suất sinh lợi trung bình của nó nè. Đó là những token này đang xếp hạng ha. Và tiếp theo mình sẽ xem được là Smart Money đang mua những cái token nào, ví dụ như đây link nè, thì đó, và địa chỉ là những ai đang mua ha, tương tự như vậy, và ai đang bán. Đây họ cũng có ghi theo cái dạng biểu đồ luôn ha. Rồi, và những cái contract được tương tác nhiều là ở đây. Và cái chỗ mà Nabi thích đó là cái phần leaderboard ha. Thì ở cái leaderboard này mình sẽ xem được là cái top 100 Smart Money mà entity nha. Mình sẽ xem được ví dụ như địa chỉ ví này đi ha, cái ROI của nó, cái lợi suất sinh lợi của nó, cái hiệu suất sinh lợi của cái địa chỉ ví này lên tới là 95,1% luôn. Và cái net profit là nhiêu đây ha. Và cái token mà nó trade có lời nhiều nhất đó chính là đồng tiền này, SPX ha, rất là hay luôn. Và tương tự như vậy, những cái địa chỉ ví này thì mọi người có thể lục dần dần trong cái đám này ha. Thì cái chỗ này nè, tuy hiệu suất sinh lời không cao nhưng mà cái tổng số tiền sinh lời này cao nè. Đó, mọi người có thể xem địa chỉ ví này, copy nó rồi hoặc là click vào đây, thì mình sẽ xem được đây những cái token mà họ trade nè, có con MOD nè, FUMO nè, rồi con SPX nè. Đó, thì mình sẽ xem thêm lần và mình nghiên cứu lần những cái địa chỉ ví này, xem coi có cái token nào hay không, rồi mình lại nghiên cứu cái token đó nữa, rằng là cái token nó làm về cái gì, cái business model của nó có hay hay không, có healthy không, rồi cái điểm vào cái trà của nó hiện tại là cái giá này có vào được không ha, rất là hay luôn. Thì đây là cái cơ hội để mà mọi người lần giấu theo Smart Money và kiếm tiền ở đây ha. Và ngoài ra thì mình có thể hoàn toàn copy cái này, mình thả và mình lưu nó ở file hay là ở đâu đó để mà lâu lâu mình lấy ra mình xem, mình check lại ha. Rồi cái đến là ở cái phần VC Watch, thì cái VC Watch này mọi người vẫn đang thấy chắc vẫn đang thấy màn hình Nabi ha. Thì mình sẽ xem được là top những cái VC ha. Ở đây Scopescan họ đã lọc ra những cái địa chỉ ví của VC nè, ví dụ như Trump Trading 22 địa chỉ ví, BitDAO 18 địa chỉ ví, Alameda Research 631 địa chỉ ví, vân vân mây ở đây để cho mọi người theo dấu họ. Và đây là có cái VC dashboard nữa, thì mình sẽ có thể chọn những cái VC, ví dụ như có một VC đang rất là hot, DWS Lab đi đó. Đây là một VC mà dạo gần đây nói chung là cũng nổi đình nổi đám, thì mình sẽ xem được cái portfolio của họ đang hold token gì nè, cái transfer activity trong 24 giờ qua làm gì, đúng không? Là cảm giác là hình như là họ gom PP hay sao á, gom từ Binance, nhưng mà số lượng không có nhiều lắm về đây ha. Rồi đó, tương tự như vậy. Và mọi người cũng nên xem ha, ví dụ như sẽ có những trường hợp mà portfolio của họ có những cái token rác á, thì mọi người cũng nên cẩn thận. Ví dụ như là cái phần mà on transaction này nè, nếu như mà trong đó có những cái token kiểu như là token mint coin do dự án tự tạo thôi, và rồi tự chuyển cho phía bên dự án, thì phía bên VC mọi người cũng nên cẩn thận ha, xem coi cái token đó là nó có uy tín hay không ha. Nhiều khi là do phía bên dự án tự chuyển cho VC chứ không phải là VC mua vào hay là chuẩn bị làm market maker cho phía dự án ha. Rồi, ok, thì đó là cái phần mà translate đến từ Nabi. Hello Philip, mọi người ơi, Philip sorry mọi người. Ủa Philip out rồi, mọi người đợi Nabi chút xíu nha, Nabi hỏi xem Philip bị sự cố gì. Philip thì cái đường truyền bên Philip nó bị sự cố một chút xíu ha. Please wait a little bit because Philip is connection just lost and he will try again shortly. Okay. Around he will be back around just 1 minute. Yeah. Meanwhile, I will answer the question from people. Okay. Can Roy person, can I buy what the whales are buying then? Okay. Sorry. Okay, maybe you guys can have a rest. Can take your rest a little bit. Okay, again. uh, Maybe cảm ơn Roy ha. Thì có lẽ là cá mập này cắn cáp rồi, nhưng mà lần này cá mập là đến từ châu Âu ha, chứ không phải cá mập Việt Nam nữa. Ok. It's time for buying BTC. Okay. Okay.
Hey,
Felipe.
sorry about that. My
Yeah.
internet dropped. I had to rejoin.
Yeah. Someone asked other questions.
So what I was mentioning is, yes.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. I think.
Yeah, the sharks are biting the optic cable, unfortunately. So just to answer some concerns, again, I don't want people hating me because I think I'm ignoring them. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. It says how many entities are included in your smart mode in this section. We're tracking tens of thousands.
Hello. I think I cannot hear you well. Maybe the connection.
Not just how much money, but
Anybody? If you can hear, please.
Can you hear me?
Say yes. Now I can hear you. I hear you really well. But before that, the connection just disturbed sometime. Yeah. Okay. I think it's good now. People say that they can hear you, so I think we can continue. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's clear
Sorry
now.
about the shark attacked the fiber optic cable. Again, just going to answer a few questions. Let me see. Thanks, guys. Wonderful. Thanks for your support. Failing. How is my, by the way, this smart money question? So one of the things that we take a look at is that we want to understand people who are profitable at all times.
I think something wrong with your screen.
Oh,
Okay.
let me share that. Let me fix that.
Thanks, no
All
matter.
right.
Thanks, Lucy. Thanks, Najan. Please ask other question and interact and engage with
Yeah.
us on the
Don't worry.
chat.
I believe I already fixed the screen. It's gonna be coming up now in a moment.
Yeah, I
There
think.
we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. So like I mentioned, we want to find out people who are profitable all the time. So this is where we compare it against Bitcoin. If you're, in traditional markets, so usually people when they're buying stocks, they compare it to the SP 500. So the SP 500 will be the benchmark. If you're buying bonds on the traditional market, they're the aggregated bond ETF by Barclays. So if you want to know how much should a bond portfolio yield per year should be, you follow that index. We decided to use Bitcoin because we believe it's the most representative asset on the market. So we compare against people who are trading versus just holding Bitcoin, right? Hope that answers your question. Okay, I'm going to continue. You can. My Twitter handle is at OX, like 0x scope, so OX Sentry, and you can send me the questions there just because of the time. I'm gonna go to the left side again. This is part of the alpha hunting. This is the whale watch. So we're able to track entities by tracking who's holding 0.01% of the entire supply and where is this located. So if we look at BNB, we see that the majority of BNB is actually located on externally owned accounts, EOA. See here that it's also located on Binance, the other big percentage, and as well as some other accounts, for example, contracts indexes. What we wanted to also highlight here for people is that they're afraid or concerned who's holding the token or where it's going, right? If most of the token is on an exchange, it's not a good indication that they have very strong social fi or they don't have a very strong community. However, if most of the token is located on externally owned account, this is a more of an indicator that people are actually holding it and using it individually. There's not just storing it on an exchange. I'm not going to take too much time here, but we also know you can see the whale stats, which is additional metrics that you're able to see with the whale watch. So you can able to see how the total balance is going up, going down, and the top contract interactions. And the last part I wanted to show you is the entity dashboard. So I know people were asking me before, how many entities we track. So with this entity dashboard, you're able to filter by entities the entirety of their holdings. So I just put Alameda Research. This is the total volume total balance they have, which is $101 million. And you can see stablecoin ratios compared to tokens. So this is also a great indicator to know if a VC or whale is selling, right? How much are these people holding in stable coins, how much they're liquidating versus how much if they have exposed. Tell us more about the cute money. We have a lot of interesting tags. I don't have the time right now, but you can take a look at cute money. Maybe there's some Twitter accounts there for you to follow, maybe. We also have dumb money, so people who are very bad at trading. We have a lot of classification systems, so because we don't only want to know what people are doing right, we also want to know what people are doing wrong. Anyways. This is concludes for alpha hunting. There's a lot of other features inside there that we don't have the time now to discuss, but everyone's free in their own. All right, go ahead if you want to translate this section.
I think we can continue now because not.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, it says new, there's a person saying that theoretically this means that I can see if the BCs are distributing their holdings. Yeah, that's also something you can see as well here. I'm gonna go and take a look at the investigation mode, but just very quickly, because I want to highlight one of the most important things about Scopescan, which is the address analyzer. So I'm taking a look at Jared from Subway here, but actually let's do something more interesting. Let's take a look at Vitalik buttering addresses. So I can just type in the ENS name. You're also welcome to put your own account. So I'm gonna use Vitalik's one, and this is Vitalik ETH account. So you can see here Vitalik Buterin's account, and you can see how much money this account has. So about $419 million. This account holds. Give me 1 second. There are also other accounts that you can take a look. Recently, give me 1 second. I want to. This is seafood.eth. I'm gonna put it here because he recently got arrested. For those that don't know, this was the account that was from the ex-CEO of Three Arrows Capital. And if you're interested of looking what Vitalik's holdings are, or any VCs or any CEOs, you can take a look at the transaction. So in this case, we see that this person last night transferred $3.9 million to another destination. So it might get interesting. You get arrested, something happens, let me investigate. And we created this as part of an investigation effort for people just like yourself to understand what is happening on chain, and for you to draw your own conclusions. We wanted to support not just the traders, but also the investigators out there. I'm going to highlight some of the features. We can take a look at the NFT collection so we know what NFT this account is holding. Right now, if you see here, more interesting is sold all of its NFTs. It's not interested in it. If we go to entity analysis, we see the entity. Remember, I was mentioning before, it's not just addresses, it's entity. So this account is connected with 80 other addresses. We can see the metrics, the portfolios, the labels as well of this person. And what is really nice is that we can see the address entity graph. So this is how an entity is represented on Scopescan. If I clean this up, and I click here, this is Seafood TH. So just by clicking at it, I'm able to see all of the information, not just from the wallet I'm looking at, but also across all of the other wallet this person controls. If I enable EOA, which I mentioned before stands for externally owned accounts, I'm able to see all of the addresses this person controls. If I click on exchanges, I know where this person money is going to as well on the exchanges. And if I click on deploy contracts, I'm able to see all of the smart contract this person has been sending and issuing money to and from. Actually, if let's take a quick look at Vitalik's Buterin. So if I clear this up, you can see Vitalik's Buterin. He has multiple accounts, so he's depositing on Kraken, on Coinbase, and he actually had an account tied to FTX out there. So you're welcome to investigate by yourself and give me an Obsidian Vive tool. Obsidian is a very good tool. I also use Obsidian as part of my note taking out there. So the entity has. People out there, they use models such as KYT, which stands for Know Your Transactions. We believe that this is not the best way to represent on-chain risk because people are only looking at a single addresses, right? They're not looking at the relationship between the addresses. For entities, this is a little bit slow. My internet again, it's acting up. And with our entity risk score, what you're able to do is not just look at the address, you're also able to look at the entire entity with all of the addresses and understand all of the risk it possesses. Accounts here, this also includes projects. You're able to also know what are the identified risk that we have obtained with them. So we know that this account has been related to some fake tokens. This account is connected to block addresses. These are addresses that have used mixers or under sanctions or on the blacklist. We also understand this is indirect malicious transfers, and there's a number of other metrics. You can see the entity addresses, the risk score it possesses, and how risky they are. As well, and what are the top interacted wallets addresses? So we see here Vitalik has interacted with MEV bots in the past. He's also interacted with Uniswap, for example. There's an address related to FTX, and as well as the Safe Multisig, previously known as Gnosis. Right, and you can do this with any addresses you want as well. I just using those ones because they're the ones that are trending on Scopescan at the moment. You can use your own address. If you want to find out how much we know about you, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Um, and the last thing I wanted to show you, and then we can take a time for some questions and to translate, is the Project Hub. So Project Hub is part of Plutus. Plutus is a tool that is designed mainly for VCs, venture capitalists, and for them to explore projects that they believe are good and they're looking toward to investment or maybe part of their portfolio strategy and they want to get additional data into them. So if we take a look at OpenSea, I'm able to see that some of the interesting metrics here. So OpenSea has a total of 3.2 million addresses, but only 2.1 entities. This tells me that about 25 to 20 or to 30% of people are actually have multiple accounts there. I'm able to know active addresses, active entities per day. I'm able to also understand the similarity of users, not just on OpenSea, but OpenSea's accounts. In this case, people who use OpenSea, they tend to use Uniswap, Polygon, ENS as well. I'm able to see how the project's trends are changing throughout time, and most importantly, the TVO log and the number of transactions. I'm able to see users' activity level. So if you're looking into, for example, investing into a project and you want to see if the project is going up or it's going down, don't just take a look at the token price, which is usually not the best way to do that, but also understand the total activity of users. And in this case, we can see that OpenSea activity throughout time, even though it has been a little bit slow on the past month, the amount of total users has been increasing. So this means it's a project that has been gaining popularity, and this is a better way to analyze the project, not just by saying, oh, the token is going up, tokens are going down, NFTs are bad, NFTs are good. Those are not good arguments if you don't have the data to back them, right? All right. One last thing is that if you're interested in knowing more of the traditional metrics in the sense of how many addresses return to the project, if you're taking a look at retention rates, that is also something you can see here. So you can compare, for example, the number of active users to the amount of transactions. So we see here that about 13,000 users have made 19,000 transactions. And this is a very important metric because this tells me that the activity on the project itself, it's good. It means that more people are doing more transaction and wallets. So this means if I have one wallet and I do only one transaction, maybe it's not that very good, right? I'm just maybe doing one transaction and forgetting about it. But if I'm doing multiple transactions, it means that I'm actively engaging with the project, and that creates value for it. All right. So those are the main features I wanted to highlight. We went over an hour, and there's still more features out there for you to see and to take a look. But like I mentioned, I invite everyone to take a look at the project. There's other more interesting things. For example, we have money flow analysis, which allows me to understand how the money is going and going from and going to different addresses on chain. All right. That's it from my side. I would love to hear some questions. I would like to spend some time in the chat with you guys. You want to translate this part?
I think for more convenient, I think I will create another video to do the tutorial in Vietnamese. Yeah, it's to saving our time and for people as well.
Sure. So, sorry, you want for me to go to the chat, or you just wanted to continue it on? You want to translate quickly? I couldn't hear you.
I think for I think it will take time for me to translate it to Vietnamese because this feature is important and I need more time to explain to them, and I think I will have another video in Vietnamese to teach them
Wonderful.
the feature. Yeah.
No problem about that. All right, I'm gonna go take a quick look on the chat, and then we can finish it off there. So just a quick look because I don't want people saying I didn't pay attention to them. So it's a block explorer with all the bells and whistles. Yes, if you go to Etherscan, it doesn't really tell you anything. It's not very useful. With us, you can have all the bells and whistles. On-chain indicators as well, of course. What is the feature you use the most to find the alpha in alpha hunting? We take a look at people who are profitable over time. If you make some profits today and tomorrow you go to bankruptcy, you're not part of the alpha hunting because that means you just got lucky. Are you taking inspiration for the graphs from Obsidian? Not particularly. I use Obsidian personally just for my notes. For the mind map, just continue. What are some indicators of the project up that can predict the price of the token will go up and down in the future? That's interesting. I cannot speculate too much, right? I'm here to give you the data and you can draw your conclusions. But when we take a look at the data, usually the number of entities going up are a very good indicator because this means it's more organical from people. So usually entities going up, it's a very good indicator. And very large number of entities is also a very good indicator as well. Can you tell us more about the Scopescan team? How many members? And can give us some information about an investor, if that's okay. Yeah, all of this information is public. We have a website on Crunch. We have, part of the company. We have a company's profile on Crunchbase. We've recently finished pre-series A. We are backed by Hashkey, OKX Ventures, ABCDE, GSR. They're some of our investors. We are 26 people. We're a little bit all over the world. I'm located in Europe. We have also people in Asia and North America. And that's about it. I'm gonna do one last thing for everyone here. I'm gonna take a look at TrueFi, TUSD. So I have the address already prepared, and let's see what I can pull up from
Mọi
here.
người ơi,
So
bây giờ anh Philip sẽ demo đồng True token cho mọi người ha. Demo phân tích một đồng token cụ thể cho mọi người luôn. So Philip, please continue. Yeah.
sure. So I have, let me pull this up. Okay. So remember, you can take a look at tokens and you can take a look at project as well. So I'm taking a look at TrueFi. And what is interesting is that when I find the information on Scopescan, I also have Web2 elements. So I have the website of the project, the Twitter account, the GitHub account, Discords, and any other elements that it's out there, you're going to have it here. So our tool is designed for people to centralize all of their investigative needs. You don't need to have Twitter open. You don't need to have Discord open. You don't need to have, a million things open for you to take a look at the project. Maybe, people are trying to avoid getting scammed, and there's a number of ways you can do that. But for us, we also always make sure that we show the correct websites for people. And this is the project view of TrueFi. So in here, let me change this to over 3 months. This is the number of active entities compared to the token price over the past 30 days. I'm able to see the number of entities, number of addresses. I'm also able to see the number of total value located within it. I also pre-selected the token TUSD. As you know, it's a stablecoin token, and I'm able to know various information about it. I'm able to see the price. I'm able to see the circulating supply, the contracts, and also the GitHub accounts. Like I mentioned, we also have the official websites. I'm also able to see where is this located. So people usually are concerned about where their token is located and where is it stored. In the case of the TUSD, almost 99% of it is on Binance. So it's very, very, very centralized token in this case. About 71% of it is in centralized exchanges. Only 0.26% is on decentralized exchanges. So this is a token that is really, really dependent on exchanges.
Yeah.
I'm able to see the holders graph, how they change over time, and I'm also able to see the holders based on their held period. So people that have been holding the token over a year are about 92% of them. You have golden hands, which is 6 months, silver hands, 1 month, and paper hands are people who are buying and selling the token all the time. So this is people who only trade for about a week. I'm able to see the balances of the project. And remember, you can also investigate these wallets. So if you want to see what its Binance 8 wallet has, you can just click on it and you'll be able to have its information pull up to you. And we can also see the exchange analysis again, where the tokens are going, where they're they're coming and going to, versus buy and sell. So in the case of TUSD, we can see here that it has a very good balance compared to withdrawals versus deposits. I know people are concerned, what does a large deposit or withdrawal means? You can compare these two together. So it means that 87% of the activity on chain recently, it's about $2.5 million, has been to withdraw the money from the exchanges. But if you actually take a look at sell versus buy, it's balanced. So this means that you should always also take a look at deposit and withdrawals, comparing it to trading activity. So even if people are withdrawing a lot of the tokens, it doesn't mean that they're selling, right? This is what the graph means for you. And the last thing I want to show you is the token holder graph. So this is similar to the address cluster you saw before. You're able to understand where the token is located. Let me open this up. So you can take a look at exchanges, centralized, decentralized exchanges. You can take a look at bridge. So we have Optimisms, we have Polygon Bridge, and we have Arbitrum. And as well as other number of accounts. And this shows you exactly where the tokens are stored. So for example, if a token is located on a bridge and suddenly the money from the bridge gets withdrawn, it could potentially mean an exploit. Well, that's something that we see all the time. All right, so that's all the time that I feel I have today. There's a lot of other feature, guys, that but it's going to be up to you to explore those features.
Okay. So Philip, do you still have time to answer the questions on the chat?
Sure. We can, guys. This is the moment, guys and girls, of course. This is the moment for you to write on the chat. I've been trying to answer some of the questions through the conversation, but this is your last call. So type your questions in.
Dạ, ok. Vậy mọi người ơi, mọi người có câu hỏi nào thì đặt thì chat ở cái phần mà bình luận cho anh Philip nha. Thì meanwhile, I think I will when we're waiting for people prepare the questions, I will translate to Vietnamese. Yeah.
Sure.
Dạ. Rồi trong lúc đó thì chờ mọi người đặt câu hỏi thì Nabi sẽ translate những gì anh vừa chia sẻ sang tiếng Việt ha. Rồi nãy thì có khá là nhiều phần ha. Thì ví dụ như là cái phần mới gần đây nhất đi, đó là cái phần này. Hình như là mình có quyền không ta? Hình như Nabi không có vào đây được thì phải. Philip, can you help me like the project hub how to use this feature?
Sure, no problem. Let me. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the link. I send you the link by our chat. Just you can click that link I sent you, and you're gonna be able to see what I was just showing to the audience.
Okay. Thanks. It's a Project Explorer, right?
There's a Project Explorer. Give me a second.
Right. It's just a Project Explorer. Okay.
This is for the. Let's do the. For now, let's just do this one because I think it's it's going to be too many features. But you can. I think this is what people are more interested in, right?
Okay. Thì ví dụ như là đồng Chu đi, thì đầu tiên là mọi người sẽ cần có địa chỉ smart contract của đồng Chu ha. Rồi thì mọi người sẽ vào đây, thả vô đây, mọi người sẽ xem được. Thì nãy anh có nói á, là sẽ xem được cái contract nè, và cái người mà deploy ra cái contract này, địa chỉ ví này ha, cái GitHub rồi official website là như thế nào. Và đồng Chu này thì mọi người sẽ xem được là cái top exchange đang nắm giữ cái đồng Chu. Thì mình thấy ví dụ như là sàn DEX á, thì rất là thấp luôn ha, chỉ có 0,7% thôi. Và những cái sàn mà sàn tập trung, sàn centralized thì nó lên tới là 34,55% lệnh, cho nên là hầu hết những token là nằm trên sàn ha. Và sàn chủ yếu là sàn Binance nè, FTX nè, Coinbase một phần ha, và Binance là nắm phần lớn luôn. Thì cái holder analysis này á, thì có thể xem được cái graph của nó nè. Holder analysis nó cũng tăng theo thời gian ha, và chủ yếu là diamond hand là những người mà hold trên 1 năm. Và cái entity holding này, entity holding là nó chiếm 0,01% total supply đây. Và mình sẽ xem được sao nó bị không có tài khoản Là mình xem được hết chứ. Rồi holder analysis ha, thì ở đây mình sẽ xem được là top những cái balance mà nó thay đổi trong vòng 7 ngày qua, ví dụ như địa chỉ ví này nè, và Coinbase Market Maker nè, đó là trong vòng 7 ngày qua là dương ha, có nghĩa là có dòng tiền vào, còn Coinbase thì lại dòng tiền chảy ra ha. Tương tự như vậy thì top 100 transaction nè, Binance 14 chuyển qua cho Binance 15 nè, từ ví Coinbase chuyển qua cho ví Binance. Và Trend Analysis thì mình sẽ xem được, tại vì cái như lúc nãy á, cái đồng xu này á thì ở trên sàn DAX thì khá là ít đúng không, chỉ có là chiếm là 0,7% thôi. Thì những con số này thì nó sẽ không có gọi là meaningful cho lắm, nhưng mà nếu như mà mọi người xem ở trên sàn sách thì thấy 24 giờ qua được withdraw khá là nhiều ha, withdraw chạy cả trên Coinbase, Binance nè, và 3 ngày qua nó cũng được withdraw luôn ha, và 7 ngày qua cũng tương tự như vậy. Và cái phần này là cái phần token holder graph, thì mọi người sẽ xem được khi mà mọi người click vào đây nè, đó sẽ xem thêm được nè, là sàn SEC thì sẽ gồm những sàn nào, thì gồm có KuCoin nè, Coinbase nè, sàn Get nè, Maxi nè, Gemini nè, sàn DEX thì có những sàn nào, Uniswap, Sushi, Meta ha, và những cái cầu nối nữa. Cầu nối thì có cái cầu nối này, đó nó cũng không có nhiều cho lắm ha. Và những cái địa chỉ ví EOA là những cái địa chỉ ví mà không thuộc sàn tập trung á, đó thì nó khá là ít ha, tại vì nó cũng đúng thôi. Tại vì như lúc nãy mình thấy á, là kiểu như là cái token này á, thì nó chủ yếu nó nằm ở trên sàn tập trung là nhiều, còn sàn DEX thì rất là ít, thì mọi người có thể xem thêm ha. Và cái chỗ holder này nè, mọi người nếu mà chịu khó click nhìn xuống ở top holder á, thì sẽ xem được là Binance 8 đang hold nè, 24,5% là thuộc ví Binance. Ngoài ra thì còn có những địa chỉ ví khác như là Coinbase Market Maker, rồi sàn Get nè, rồi Alameda Research cũng hold nè, hold số lượng nhiêu đây ha, chiếm 0,9% total supply là cũng khá là lớn á. Rồi crypto.com nè, đó, Amber Group ha, thì đây cũng là những market maker mà mọi người thấy khá là có tiếng trên thị trường, thì đang hold đồng xu này. Rồi next, đó thì để Nabi xem coi có ai có khoảng 7 câu hỏi ha, thì Nabi sẽ chờ khoảng cho thêm 10 câu hỏi đi. Rồi thì trong lúc đó thì Nabi sẽ chia sẻ cái tính năng lúc nãy mà anh nói, đó là cái phần money flow. Cái money flow này khá là hay ha. Ví dụ như mọi người có thể là cái chỗ này nè, mọi người có thể là search địa chỉ, search cái token. Ví dụ như ở đây Nabi sẽ lấy đồng Shiba Inu đi làm ví dụ nha. Đó, rồi Shiba Inu thì mọi người sẽ hệ thả vào đây ha, rồi click chọn và chọn trên chain là chain Ethereum, rồi nhấn OK, nhấn search thì mình sẽ xem được những cái quên, này là của Shiba Inu, sorry, thì mình sẽ xem được những cái địa chỉ ví dụ như mình muốn biết cái money flow của cái địa chỉ ví đó như thế nào ha. Cái này là dành cho địa chỉ ví ha, chứ không phải là dành cho token Nabi lộn, sorry. Thì Nabi sẽ xem sẽ lấy một cái trong số những cái top holder của Shiba Inu đi, để demo cho mọi người. Ví dụ như là một cái địa chỉ ví này đi ha, mình sẽ copy, mình thả vào đây. Rồi money flow, rồi search, và cái token thì mình sẽ để token là cái smart contract của token vào đây nha. Rồi Shiba Inu click chọn nè, bỏ qua OK, thì mình sẽ xem được hóa ra cái địa chỉ ví mà Nabi mới copy ở đây nè là địa chỉ ví thuộc về chum trading ha. Ví dụ như ở trên Etherscan nó không có gắn thẻ, nhưng mà ở trên Scopescan họ phát hiện ra đó là cái địa chỉ ví của chum trading đã lưu trữ đồng Shiba Inu, và họ có những cái có những cái hoạt động như thế nào mọi người thấy là đây là nhận từ Wintermute Trading là 5,77 triệu từ BC, từ cái group này chuyển vào là nhiêu đây tiền, rồi từ Cumberland chuyển vào nhiêu đây, sau đó là chuyển ra Robinhood ha. Sàn Robinhood có thể là họ chuyển lên để phân phối hay là bán cho những người ở bên Mỹ, tại vì sàn này chủ yếu là ở Mỹ ha. Thì ngoài ra thì mọi người có thể nhấn vào cái phần mà calculate entity ở đây thì mọi người sẽ thấy cái phần inflow và outflow. Thì thường Nabi sẽ xem cái chỗ này là mình thấy cái inflow và outflow nó khá là giống nhau nè. Có thể thấy là dạo gần đây là outflow nhiều hơn là inflow ha. Mình sẽ xem thử là cái số lượng đó đến từ những cái địa chỉ ví nào luôn. Đấy, tương tự như vậy thì mình xem mà mình sẽ biết được là cái địa chỉ ví Wintermute Trading này là có đang gom token hay không. Thì dựa trên những cái dữ liệu này á, Nabi mới assume mới tạm suy nghĩ, tạm kết luận là nó là kiểu như là không phải là gom ha. Tại vì nhận vào từ Wintermute nè, sau đó là cũng trả về cho một địa chỉ ví khác ở Wintermute, và tổng cái inflow và outflow của nó ngang ngửa nhau chứ nó không có sự chênh lệch nhiều. Thì có thể tạm kết luận cái ví này là kiểu như là chỉ để là lưu chuyển token thôi chứ không phải là để trade, để thu gom ha. Thì ngoài ra thì mọi người có thể check thêm những cái địa chỉ ví khác thuộc cái top này ở đây ha. Thì mình sẽ biết được là ví dụ như ở trên Etherscan thì nó không có gắn thẻ cho mình, nhưng mà ở trên Scopescan thì nhiều khi họ sẽ gắn thẻ ha. Thì mọi người cứ thả vào cái tính năng ở đây và chọn ngày tháng ở đây, thì có thể là cái khoảng thời gian người ta có cái giao dịch đó, cái này chắc là lâu quá rồi, thì mình sẽ chọn cái khoảng thời gian lâu một chút xíu ha. Ví dụ như vậy thì cứ với cái cách này đó thì mình thấy là cái ví này nó gom từ Coinbase, nó có nhận từ Coinbase nè. Rồi và cái ngày này thì mình có thể xem lâu hơn ha. Rồi thì đó là cái tính năng money flow. Tiếp đến thì chắc là sẽ là phần của anh Philip trả lời câu hỏi của mọi người ha. Rồi Philip, I think I have done from my side. Now you can answer questions on the chat. Some people ask a question. Nabi có thể hướng dẫn sâu về phần Smart Money được không? Được, cái phần này thì mình sẽ hướng dẫn sâu cho mọi người ở một cái video khác ha. Tại vì trong video này thì cũng gần 2 tiếng rồi á. Rồi, all of the data of Scopescan will be updated every 5 minutes.
Sure.
Philip, can you share some like the upcoming plan for Scopescan? Because some people just wonder which feature you will update and the plan of Scopescan in the near future. Can you share
Sure.
some? Yeah.
Sure. We are developing a number of features. One of them is going to be artificial intelligence. So you're going to hear it first here from me. This is not public. Everything that you're able to see and do today, it will soon be able to do with a query. So we're going to enable artificial intelligence to help people using the tool. You can write your own question. For example, what is the smart money of today? What is today's smart money? And the artificial intelligence will let you know if you're wondering what is the token that it's going into the exchanges or it's going out, what token is getting traded. All of that is artificial intelligence is going to help you. And we're also focusing on something called omni-chain. So we're going to be adding all of the EVM chains first and second layer on our tool. And what you're going to be seeing is that you're going to also see the movement of tokens and on-chain activity across chains. So there's not going to be that big of a division between Ethereum and Binance as it is now. If a token is on Ethereum and it goes to Binance or Arbitrum or Polygon or Optimism or CK, you're going to see that integrated within the tool as well. So those are two things that we're going to be focusing on before the year ends. Any other question, guys, you want me to answer? I'm going to go to the chat real quick. I think I answered most of them already. For a token, if the withdrawal rate from a centralized exchange is higher than the deposit, does it mean the whales are accumulating? Not necessarily. It could be very well that people have another strategy, right? They could be staking it. Right now, we have, in the case of Ethereum, the LSD, the liquid stake. So people are withdrawing the assets, they're staking them on the smart contracts, and then getting the S tokens, which allows them to do additional trading. So it could be just because the trading strategies have gotten more complex. Like I mentioned, it's very important for you to do your own due diligence process and not just react to what's happening on social media or because large or small deposits are going to. This is the reason we developed Scopescan to help people like you and everyone here to investigate and make those conclusions. We have the data and we wanted to provide it to you so you're able to make the right decisions. What features will you add in the future? I already answered that one. Do Scope can have weekly on-chain report like last one has been doing ever since? Yes. You should subscribe to our newsletter. You're gonna get a report every single week. What is the plan for Scope's in the near future? I mentioned that one. AI is huge. It is. Guys, please share your Telegram so we can help you guys. All right. I think those are the latest questions on the chat. I think everything is good from my side. If there's
Yeah.
nobody else questions, I think that'll be all.
Yeah, I think they maybe they are unclear because when you show us the feature, they already asked the questions and we already answered the questions. And guys, if you have more questions, don't be hesitate to ask Philip on Twitter or on the Scopcan Telegram. I will put the link of Scopcan in the chat and you can contact them. Yeah, and please don't forget to send us your Telegram account so we can contact you in case you win the prize. Yeah. Uh, okay. So I think maybe thanks, Luffy. Maybe we can yeah. If you guys if you don't have any questions, maybe we can call it a day now, or we- so okay. So Philip, I think people now don't have any questions, and thanks Luffy, thanks Kai Jo Hun, thanks everybody to join
Thanks,
the
everyone.
today. Yeah, and see you next time. Yeah, and thanks Philip a lot. Really appreciate your time and your meaningful sharing and beautiful feature on the Scope game. It's really
Thanks,
useful.
everyone.
Yeah,
You're a great audience. Take care. Thanks for
yeah,
having me here. Bye bye.
yeah. Bye.